Okay, so this is the new expansion, Janthir Wilds, and this is my Mesmer. Oh, the background looks really nice here. I really like the rainbow and the greens and the flowers. Okay, so I'm going to be playing with a silvery character, which is a ranger, a soul beast. You can see I've already dressed her up to fit the theme of Janthir Wilds, hopefully. Okay, let's enter. Okay, now available to play Prologue Chapter Alliance. So let's view the journal. Okay, so I can start the story, play this chapter. Alright, before I do that, let me go to the trading company, and I just want to buy this Janthir Wilds launch supply drop acquisition. So I would like to buy this because it seems to be worth the value. Alright, for the amount of gem that you use to purchase it and the returns, the items that they give you, I think it's worth it. And if you have the gems, go ahead and try to buy this Janthir Wilds launch supply drop. Okay, looks like there's no information to read except from what I read on the blog post. This small window is actually quite difficult to read. The first drop, wild boar mount, yeah, that's it. And then there is a contract bot as well, and 2 hero boosters. Okay, so this is what I want. Okay, and then you can see there is also a black lion outfit for the second drop, and also the Wisteria spear skin, and some dye as well. The third drop would be a void corrupted weapon choice, black lion backpack, and guild glider voucher, and that is good as well. Okay, so this is what I want, and I've already exchanged gold for the amount of gem required to buy this. So I'm gonna click OK and complete the purchase. So this is the first thing I will do. Okay, and now I should be receiving it in my mail. Okay, delivery from Black Lion Trading Company. Here are my items, so I'll take them all and go into my inventory. It is here. Okay, I've cleared up my inventory as well. As you can see, I have moved some of the items to my alts. Yeah, let them be the mules that will carry the additional inventory of the items that I have in my main character. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this at the bottom and then open it later perhaps. Yeah, I can double click to consume. Yeah, I'll do that later. Okay, so this is the first thing that I did, okay, which is to buy the what do you call this, Janthir Wilds launch supply drop requisition. Okay, now let's read some of the mail. Okay, this is from Chinhua, collector of ancient coins. Okay, I hope this letter reaches you all in the heartfelt. Okay, my eyesight is not that great. I can't really read it properly. Okay, for those who could not attend our latest symposium on unusual coins, I bear tidings of recent change in categorization. Okay, alright. To be brief, your current collections of unusual coins have been recategorized as ancient coins. I will still happily trade for you ancient coins. So basically changing of unusual coins to ancient coins. Okay, the society has deemed that all coins in more recently discovered territories shall be called unusual coins as well. So that includes Janthir Wilds, I think. Until such time they have been properly examined and categorized, at which point they shall be reclassified as ancient coins. Collectors of unusual coins will no doubt make themselves known in such locations and offer interesting new incentives to trade with them. Alright, okay. So how about the wall claw? Enclosed in this mail are rewards for completing the Worldly World. Alright, wall claw collection. We'll see you in the mist. Okay. So what's this? Contains a war machine weapon skin selection and Worldly World skirmish tickets. Okay. Alright, I'll just put this aside first. Okay, I'll open it later. Now let's because it's midnight here in Southeast Asia, alright, so I'm not going to play for long. I'm just going to play for a while, maybe do the first chapter of the story, and then I'm going to end it. Alright, so let's start the chapter. My main focus is actually to get a feel of the world in Janthir if possible, if the story allows me or brings me over to the map, new map, and also to take a look at the story, which I'm very interested in. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, Prologue, the new Tyrian Alliance. Read the mail from the firstborn dragonet. Okay, so let's read the letter. I hope this letter finds you well, finds you in a summer breeze, carrying you toward warmer days with a path brightly lit. I'm firstborn dragonet. Okay, this must be silvery. Perhaps you remember me. Sorry, I've actually not completed many of the expansion stories, so I actually do not know this character. I've been aiding the Pale Mother in leading our people. She heals still. Okay, the process has been drawn out, but I'm glad to report that the color returns to her cheeks. Okay, she's quite weak and tired, yeah, but frequent visits from newborn raise her spirits. Okay, her focus is always pointed toward the future of her children. Okay, this is why I'm writing to you that optimistic but often naive promise of tomorrow. Despite the cold days that we have faced over the decade, something has happened, something that feels quite different. And while it is curious motion, okay, I hope it will be good. I just wish that I can make this text a bit bigger. You know, it's too small for me. I can't resize the window. All right, okay. Is there any setting that I can use to increase the text? I'm not really sure. Okay, if you know, please let me know. Okay, maybe the interface. Okay, I'll make it larger. Alright, so okay, alright, so the text should be bigger now. Okay, let me say hello to my guild. This is why I'm writing to you today, a bit optimistic, etc. Something feels quite different. Okay, I hope it will be good for our world. Leaders have started speaking on even ground about all our shared alignments and woes, ailments and woes, our strengths and even our needs. I personally attribute this sudden action to the demons and their rampage on our lands. The Tyrian Alliance will be holding its first summit shortly. Let us meet and discuss a plan. Okay, let's try this. Okay, where am I supposed to go? Okay. meet with Firstborn Dragonet in the Garden of Dawn. Head to the Grove to meet Firstborn Dragonet. Okay, alright, I'm to go to the Grove. Okay, let's grab this free banner. Okay, let's go to the Grove. Okay. I have not been to the Grove for quite some time, actually. Alright. Okay. I'm supposed to descend. I always like the visuals in the Grove or in most of the major cities in Central Tyria. I think they are really done very well because it's so beautiful. Just look at it, yeah. When I first played Guild Wars 2, I was this character is actually my first character. When I first played Guild Wars 2, I felt when I visited the Grove for the first time, it is something like a scene from the Avatar movie. Okay, so where am I supposed to go? Alright. Okay. Okay, since we are going to use the War Claw, so let's try using the War Claw, yeah? Okay. Alright, so... Oh! Am I going to the wrong place? Ah, it's over here. Okay, there's a fire. So let me use it to boost the magic find. And also grab some birthday cakes.
You've arrived.
Alright.
Dragonet, should you not remember the face.
The firstborn.
I can't
The
even
pleasure is
see
mine.
you.
Have we crossed paths?
Briefly, at least. I was in Siren's Landing. Traherne and I, we were great friends once. I've carried on with his studies. Your haste is appreciated. Our kind come and go from the Grove these days. But we've no time to linger. We've business to discuss, Commander. I would like to extend an invitation to the Tyrian Alliance. You've many allies in this world. A beaming reputation.
Your letter mentioned as much. Sounds formal.
Formal indeed. And I'm not surprised. Our world's leaders haven't got together in a long while. Those beasts. The Rotten Walkers. They roused something in us. I only wish that rousing happened sooner.
Yes.
You've been elected to the Council unanimously, as you seem to have been involved in, well, quite a bit of this. Not long from now, we'll be meeting in Lion's Arch, in neutral territory.
Sounds like the event of the century.
It might very well be. That is, until we face another world-ending disaster. Got a few of those left in you, I assume.
Sharp blades.
We've cowered
sharp
beneath
mind.
Mordramoth's shadow too long, and the worm is dead. Maturity is needed, for all of us. Here's your invitation, signed by the Queen of Krita.
Okay, so I'm supposed to attend the Tyrian Alliance meeting in... Look at everyone here, yeah? Okay. Some people say Guild Wars 2 is a dead game. It's far from a dead game, yeah? Alright, let's read the email or mail and see. Okay, it's very long. It is with the highest respect that the founding committee of the Tyrian Alliance would like to invite you to join our organization of trust and dignity. This is from Queen Janna. We hope for a brighter tomorrow after the passing of Suwon marked a new era for Tyria, but something pushed back on that hope when a series of demonic attacks left our people and our homes in peril. Although these attacks have recently waned, their source has not yet been discovered, and until it has, we are vulnerable. But from that vulnerability, something else was born, awareness. Leaders started speaking with leaders. Nations once impaired by archaic rivalries were suddenly allies or on their way. Pain was shared as readily as food. Okay, I'm still having trouble reading the text.
Another.
This should be interesting.
Hold it. Name?
Commander, over here.
That you are. Didn't recognize the face at first. Fought alongside you during Scarlet's attack. Go ahead. Don't mind me, just being cautious. A lot of big names in this building.
It's a big job. Malice? Anise? The roster is impressive.
No less cramped than any of Ash's hidden outposts.
Delegates and leaders are still arriving, but the turnout is impressive. My surprise is agreeable.
And nerve-wracking.
Everyone is comforted that you're joining us. You command quite a bit of respect here. Not all of us do the same.
I don't know if that should make me nervous.
You're modest.
Save that irascible demeanor for negotiations, Imperator. Go on. Mingle. As soon as a few more arrive, we'll get started.
Sister. It's been far too long.
Commander, I'd heard you'd been invited. Glad to see you again.
Kaith is joining me as counsel. We've both a stake in seeing our people thrive after everything we've endured.
We have endured a lot of pain. How are you doing after Aureen?
Some days are melancholy, but she still guides me. I'm needed by my people. That has given me purpose.
That they do. Kaith has been vital in our pursuit of healing. We've all experienced a bit of an identity crisis after Maguma. We're well on our way, but we've problems to solve for yet.
I've no doubt we'll overcome.
Hello again. It is a genuine pleasure to see a familiar face in unfamiliar lands.
Welcome, Commander. I'm glad to finally have a meeting under less dire circumstances. An Empress and a Queen. Dangerous combination.
Queen Jenna has been instrumental in Cantha's integration. I'm eager for these meetings to commence.
All I've done is make introductions.
With every trade organization and leader between the Shiver Peaks and the unending ocean. Such modesty. I'm hoping that today is productive, if not educational.
The latter, I can promise.
Commander, good to see you.
Turning out to be quite the gathering, isn't it?
Certainly beats interrogations and trial preparations.
Benga.
Who else? We'll save that headache for opening remarks. I'm eager to put it behind us. Hasn't made things easy, though. The Dominion lives. Their numbers are just depleted.
Eager to hear more.
Commander!
Bram. He lives and speaks.
Graham is representing Kragstead, acting as my own advisor.
Oh, I don't mean to gawk.
Gawk all you need. I went home for a while after. The whole thing was an accident. One day I'm patching homesteads and caring for lone wolf pups, and the next I'm... well, here.
You, leading an entire village. I'm impressed.
He's modest. He proved to be the leader Kragstead needed, and irreplaceable while I've helped take on more for Newt. A natural leader, oh boy.
Stop.
I'm glad for you, Bram. Air would be proud. Council Ludo, that's a lot of paperwork for one Asura.
Couldn't get a single one of those old sacks to put down the gavel and at least try to make friends. Did send me with a giant pile of paperwork, though. That's what I'd like to call the Asuran hello. Nonsense, most of it. Cantha is revealed. And if not for copying Asuran ingenuity, they'd still be decades behind. But we can't hide in our labs.
Is that envy I detect?
I certainly do hope that you are correct.
I, Countess Anise, liaison to Queen Jenna of Kryta, call all representatives of the Tyrian Alliance to council. Please, to your places. We've quite a bit to cover. First and foremost, the Pact and Orders send their regards. Structural changes have them occupied. But with that aside, the founding members have come prepared with opening statements. Affirmations of why we're here. As our mutually elected emissary, Commander, would you like to determine the order of operations?
What qualifies me to make that call?
You've had a hand in just about everything Tyria has endured since the retaking of Claw Island. We approve.
I imagine the Pale Mother supports this notion.
Sure, have at it.
I am Firstborn Dagonet. Kaith and I have ventured from the Grove to represent the Sylvari. The Pale Tree sends her regards. Her healing has been a slow process, but her spirits remain bright and focused on our growth. Our people experienced a deep wound when Mordramoth rose and fell. As a people, we have many questions about where we come from, what purpose we serve following the Elder Dragon's death. Who are we as a society? Many have decided to leave our home in search of these answers. Finding direction and purpose, that is our focus. As the Pale Tree heals, so do the rest of us.
Krisha, Imperator of the Blood Legion and elected representation from the Char. I'd be lying if I said tensions weren't high at the Citadel. With Bangar's trial nearing, another civil war isn't impossible. Even behind bars, Bangar commands respect from his most loyal. Although weakened, the Dominion is still a threat. However, the Imperators are mostly aligned. Imperator Malice of the Ash Legion joins me today in support. Ephraim sends his. You may have heard the whispers, but there are calls for another Con-Ur to rise. The Imperators don't disagree. But the Trial of Embers will wait until we've decided Bangar's fate. That is our first priority.
Counselor Ludo of the Arcane Council. I'll keep it brief. As you can observe, I am the only present representative from the Council. We are experiencing growing pains. Cantha's prowess threw us for a loop. I may be alone in this thinking, but about damn time. For a long while, the Council has lazily relied on Asuran Magitech superiority. We've become complacent, our research secondary. I, and a few others, have been advocating for a more productive integration into the global sector. No disrespect intended, but Cantha's advancements on our designs? Well, frankly, it's insulting. Our knowledge is still unmatched.
An interesting choice of words. Know that I enjoy competition. In fact, I encourage it.
As do I. My first significant motion on the Arcane Council has been to eliminate any restrictions on admittance into the Asuran colleges. Our next focus will be on global equitable information exchange. That's all. For now.
I am Scotty, son of Newt Whitebear. Sends his best. Old man just can't say no to a good brawl. Expected to heal just fine. Just as our people are healing. Unsure of how to approach the spirits. How we can help them. If we can help them.
The Sylvari share in your pain. The Pale Tree. That's been a process.
Aye. Looking ahead has been our focus. Our scouting parties have returned to the far north to explore the villages and homesteads cut off from Holbrook for decades. We've also got eyes on the sons of Svanir. Rather, what remains of them. Most fell with Jormag. Those that remain, broken, lost. If we can offer any rehabilitation, we will. But we won't welcome more violence to Holbrook.
Esteemed leaders, I am thankful to have met a few of you before. Queen Jenna has made many of these introductions. For those of you I have not met, I am Empress Yin of Cantha. I was advised to send a liaison in my stead, but I wanted to show the face of the Empire. Cantha's integration into Tyrian politics has not been swift or easy. But it is considered our greatest priority in the wake of the Elder Dragon event. Our people are largely united in wanting, but like all nations, an underbelly of resistance remains. However, I want to pull us from the murk and into the light. Canthus technologies are vast, some might say superior, and I firmly believe that we offer something unique. And clearly share similar passions with our neighbors. Together, imagine what we could accomplish. While we are focused on diplomacy, we've had a secondary goal of enlisting archivists from across continents. Our libraries and history texts are woefully dated.
My queen.
Thank you all for your remarks. We gather on mutual ground as allies. For some, friends. We suffered the Elder Dragons. We saw a new Elona and Cantha. We've endured much. But now, Tyria has the promise of tomorrow. The last decade was cruel, but standing united today shows promise that my father only dreamt of. However, it is not on kind terms that we gather. The Alliance was formed as a reaction to a new threat. Almost a year ago now, demons attacked our villages and farmlands. Your cities and homes.
48 dead in the mountains. An entire village burned to the ground.
One attacked the grove.
2, just outside the gates of Rata Novus. They stank.
No casualties should be accepted. These attacks were calculated, I've heard. Our perpetrator? The Cryptus.
Cryptus?
And what exactly are these cryptis? Where did they come from?
The more pertinent question, how did the Queen discern this information?
Tone. I've dealt with an Emperor's horde of petty banter, so I pivot. Queen Jenna, care to elaborate?
This information is as novel to me as it is to the Alliance.
I've heard rumors of your trustworthiness, Your Majesty.
No hyperbole until the Queen has spoken.
I see the triviality of Tyrian politics has not ceased its endless parade. Shall we have a mature discussion?
Introducing representation from the Astral Ward. Iskarin.
Iskarin.
I apologize for my friend's theatrics.
And Frode, Warden of the Astral Ward.
What's going on, Jenna? Answers.
Queen. If you wish to leave with all your limbs intact.
Calm, all of you. And I thought the war bands needed babysitting. Frode, was it?
Indeed. Admittedly, I expected worse. Wayfinder, under duress as always.
Wayfinder. Ah. Should have known you had a leg in this race.
I'll try talking to them. Ready as they'll ever be. Get to the point.
They thrive on the brink of chaos.
They've all endured enough trauma for a lifetime. Patience.
If we're measuring trauma in lifetimes, they wouldn't compare.
Thank you for allowing us the time to speak to you all today. I apologize for the dramatic entrance. Again, I am Frode of the Astral Ward.
Frode. I've heard that name.
The Ward has been cloaked in shadow for centuries, protecting you from threats unknown and unlike the Elder Dragons.
The Cryptus.
The source of our demon infestation, I take it?
Beings of the Mists who are no longer a problem. Not right now. Our Wayfinder, your commander, can speak to that.
I joined their fight. The Cryptus have been contained.
I wouldn't be surprised if some still attempted to breach our realm, but they aren't organized.
He speaks truth, as the commander can attest. Hesitant trust is advised. Isgarin revealed himself to me not long before he revealed himself to all of you.
The Cryptus are harbingers of what may come next from the mists.
And you say they're no longer a threat, Wayfinder?
I've been to their realm myself. They've been stabilized.
When Su One passed, Tyria's essence bled into the veil beyond, the mists. You are... we are no longer shielded by her power. Every eye turned toward us in that moment, and likely more. We glow brighter than we did before. Tyria is a unique world, coveted by those beyond.
To summarize, our demons are Cryptus, and you two, the Astral Ward, are some sort of secret organization that fights them?
Not just Cryptus, but any intruder from another realm. We've certainly faced other threats that were not born of Tyria. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner?
Or help us with the Elder Dragons?
I will answer all of your questions, but this is not the right venue.
I'm inclined to agree. Whatever this information is, I gather it's sensitive in nature.
I imagine the room needs a moment to reflect. Shall we pause and reconvene in smaller council?
After our councils have ended, I will speak with any of you. Whatever questions you may have, I will try to answer them.
Commander, with us. We'd like to continue the conversation.
So you've met before.
Anise introduced us. Their friendship was just as much a surprise to me.
We sought another ally ahead of the Forum. We've known it was time to reveal ourselves to the world. Figured this would be better than a more public spectacle.
That inclination isn't wrong. Why now, though?
The Cryptus may be controlled, or contained, but my words should cause fear. Tyria is as blood in water.
And what exactly is attracted to that blood?
Any number of beasts and beings. I've no reason to think we're in imminent danger, but I suspect something draws closer.
And we all need to prepare. The Astral Ward is ready to help in any way we can. So you've numbers then? Some. Fewer after the Cryptus. We bled on the edge of that blade.
What do you propose we do?
Focus on your affairs. We'll get nowhere without some degree of control. Your nations are fragile still. Here,
Nourish.
We'll be establishing pacts with our neighbors. I suggest you do the same.
Wise. On that subject, I'd like to offer some information on the Isle of Janthir.
Janthir. A storm looms over that place. Blood. That is not a territory I wish to cross.
I don't expect you to, but we may find more allies throughout those lands. The Lowland Coden.
My father spoke of them briefly. He left their territory untouched. Those are bonds I have not maintained.
I imagine there's more to this suggestion, Iskarin?
We should speak within thicker walls. Yes.
Wayfinder, I don't think anyone here would be better equipped to help form these bonds. You are not only a representative of the Astral Ward, but of Tyria. Look around this room. Take it in.
I could support that notion. Yes.
Utilize Mooncam. It's only kicking up dust otherwise. We'll send ward to your aid. Oh, your aid. The ward will establish a gateway between our outpost and the human city. With the Queen's blessing.
Blessing granted. I support this, and you, Commander. Now is the time to fortify. The Countess will meet you in Divinity's Reach.
I've witnessed cleaner executions.
Krisha, think I'm going with the commander to Janthir. I feel a professional pull. Have little intel on that location, or these Coden, and it feels vital. Or intriguing, at least.
An Imperator leaving her post to get her claws dirty. Care to steal my mate, too? Go. Be our eyes. I can cover for us.
I'll see you there, Commander.
One chapter ends, another begins.
Prompt, as expected. Welcome, Commander. The gateway is active. I've word that Malice will meet you there. Got a glimpse of the place myself. Frode gave the Queen a proper tour. He'll be expecting you too. Though, between friends, their definition of camp is sweet. I'm sure you'll be very comfortable.
If I've learned anything of the Astral Ward, it's to expect opulence.
You are quite adapted to them, aren't you? How are you feeling about the mission, then?
Curious to see how the situation evolves. I'm glad we're moving in the right direction. Tyria, that is. Janthir is a mysterious place and we'll no doubt learn much in our travels, but contacting Coden there... unexpected.
Diplomacy is a fine craft, Commander. And making allies requires an artisan. Oh, before you depart, do we prefer Wayfinder or Commander now?
Whatever you prefer, honestly. I don't know if you calling me anything but Commander would sound natural.
Old habits die hard, I suppose. Good luck.
Wayfinder, the guest of honor. Welcome to Moon Camp. Vanak, if you don't remember. Fought with you against the Cryptus and Omnitas.
I was not expecting such lavish accommodations.
The Astral Ward? Subtle. Not a chance. Good to see you closer to ground, though. I volunteered to help with the integration. Long overdue that we got involved in Tyrian affairs. More publicly, that is. Got a few things to atone for.
Commander, Vanak was just giving us the lay of the land. Dangerous place, Janthir. Eager to scope it out.
I am as well. There's something about the atmosphere here that wilts my senses.
Sister, I wasn't expecting to see you here.
On Dagonet's order, he didn't go into much detail about the Pale Tree's status. And perhaps it's not my place to say, but her recovery has been slower than we expected. Some days she seems weaker than the day before. We search for a remedy. The Astral Ward knows magic, and ancient magic at that. I'm hoping we can form a connection with you.
I do too, for what it's worth. And all help is good in these parts. Janthir is a nasty place to get lost. But before you touch ground, Frode wanted to speak with you, Wayfinder. Seemed urgent enough to prioritize.
Right. I'll track him down. Dear Frode, do you ever stop and take a breath?
I used to be in charge of Moon Camp before Levente named me Warden.
Why do I get the feeling there's more to this mission than outreach? Must be when the Warden is pulled from the sky.
You know us well. It's true. The Lowland Coden will be fine allies of Queen Jenna and the Tyrian Alliance. That is no lie. They know these lands better than most. Janthir and the northern stretches are formidable. How much did you learn of Waiting Sorrow during your time in Omnitas?
Waiting Sorrow as in your missing wizard? Very little, other than the fact that she created the Heart of the Obscure.
Indeed. I've never met her, of course, as she's been missing since before Ascalon burned to the ground. This must stay between us, for now. But we suspect that she's hiding among the Coden.
You want me to find her?
It isn't a burden on your shoulders alone. The Ward is here to support in whatever way we can. But, yes, we need you to.
Is she dangerous?
She's very capable. For your own safety, expect resistance. I wish I knew more. Between us, Wayfinder, all conversation about her turns Isgaran more conspiratorial than usual.
Then I'll keep my guard up.
Good. For what it's worth, Dagda doesn't agree with him. She was also Waiting Sorrow's closest friend, so there's bias. But that's all I've got, so I'll leave you to it. Get to know the region. We'll set out in search of the Coden soon as well. They've been known to homestead along the delta and the coastline. They'll build for 100 or so years, then move. Unsure of their exact position, but I imagine we're close. We portaled Moon Camp here to avoid scaring the locals.
Probably more subtle than flying it over the bay. Good call.
Stalwart Hart pulled some research noting they're not especially keen on magic. A floating building may cause alarm. But, good luck. I'll be here to guide you as I can. Ward's busy with the reacclimation. It's going to be a long process.
How are things with the Ward?
Fine. Tense. Isgaran wanted to lock our doors and go back into hiding, but that's just not an option for us. We have 100 fractal inhabitants taking up residence in Omnitas, and I doubt they want to stay. They're sitting in a limbo of our making. And that's just one problem.
Are you going to get the Alliance involved? Probably a smart move.
I think we have to. Lear agrees. He strongly agrees. Iskaran's worried that the world will think us monsters, which is a fair fear, but our actions aren't above critique. I'm airing my angst. Suffered a few long nights, but we're moving in the right direction. Don't let me distract you.
Any brilliant insights from Frode, Commander?
He and I caught up and talked about the Coden. I'm not exactly sure where they're settled today, but they're likely close. Astral Ward research also says that they're a little distrustful of magic. We want to keep that in mind.
Sounds like we've plenty to strive for, then. We should get moving. I don't know this region.
I'd recommend taking it slow. When we call Janthir treacherous, we mean it.
That's a cryptosax. I'd recognize it anywhere.
Yep. Moon Camp operated in the area during the attacks. Eparch's grunts were poking at something here. Never figured out what.
Given Janthir's history, I imagine there are any number of things a demon could be drawn to. Not especially inspiring, though.
How big is Janthir?
Huge. Practically in Kryta still. But the deltas are considered a part of the Isles due to their climate and flora. It stretches far to the north, running parallel to the northern Shiver Peaks, as far as modern maps are concerned. The Isles and Bay make up most of the occupied territory, with some coastal regions lining the mainland. There was even a small human outpost on the Isles, but it's long abandoned now. Don't know a lot about it.
Not a good place to be, then.
A lot of things come to Janthir to hide from the rest of Tyria. That's why the Mersat built Bava here. Though, that place is all ruins and storms now. Hard to get close.
Bava? What's that?
Former Mersat city. Fixed in the middle of the Isles. Been abandoned for a long time. Don't think I'd want to go anyway. Maban told me about it. Didn't sound all that hospitable. He went back from time to time. Memories, I imagine. Or guilt.
What can you tell us about the history of this place?
Oh, former home of the Mersat, and later the White Mantle. From my research, there's been very little activity in recent years.
Correct. Aside from the Kodan, only a few other groups have called it home. Some centaur tribes, trolls, creatures that keep to themselves. And the Isles are another story. I recommend you read up on it. A lot of blood has been spilled here. That's a Valraven Talon. Nasty beast. The ward has little documentation, aside from a few first-hand accounts. When few travelers come through Janthir, stay away from them at all costs.
It's so quiet.
Reminds me of Drizzlewood. Abundant vegetation. I wonder how much of this is edible.
I guess we're acclimating. Where to first?
Sounds like something to be determined by a wayfinder.
We should follow that stream, see where it leads.
Janthiri flora is fascinating. And probably very toxic. Goodness, look at you. This is a very old tree. Imagine the stories it could tell us. Standing tall and strong, protecting the smaller growth.
Eyes up, Keith.
Fury rising! Fast as the wind.
It may be dangerous, but this place... it's stunning.
Breathtaking. I wonder where the flow of water will take us. Return, my friend. Watch out for the cliff. Wouldn't make for a nice fall.
Never mind the cliff. Watch out!
I am mighty! Me. Sick of
What were those things?
Must be Valraven. Talons look just like the one Vinox showed us.
Ward, I need assistance now! Alchemy, it won't calm!
Treacherous, eh?
Better check it out. Together, everyone.
What has them so riled up?
Fury rising!
Attacking on sites so close to a populated camp is concerning behavior.
Bet it has something to do with that distress call.
Reasonable take.
claw marks.
And from quite a large beast, I imagine.
Footprints and more claw marks. Chased them away from camp.
Blood. We better hurry.
Anyone! Help us!
Come on!
Wayfinder!
I am hunting. Sick of it. Strength of the pack!
Surrounded. Quickly. We're here to calm, not to kill. But maintain eye contact and be firm. The rest of you follow as we guide. The creature is vulnerable. Again, we don't seek to kill it unless absolutely necessary.
Who are you?
Outlander, use this salve.
We heal as one!
Who are you?
Curious garbs you wear. Perhaps something sturdier would do you better in these parts. Which of you is the leader?
Commander?
I suppose that would be me.
I share your connection to nature, Sproutling. I'd like to get to know you. I'm sure the Claw would too. The sun is fading. Wherever you traveled from, our village is likely closer. Follow. We've got a fire for you to sit by.
Thank you. We'll follow, but who are you?
Barbed Veil. Come. You can help us lead the journeykin to safety. But we must move quickly, unless you want to lose yourself in the woods. Our nights have been far darker. The Valraven watch.
Journeykin? You mean that wild animal?
Fascinating beasts they are. Came to us from far away. They need protectors.
It's enraged again?
Stay calm. Help it release that energy, just like last time.
I am hunting. Fast as the wind, sick of it. Fast as the wind.
As I told you, Outlander, the salve.
Fury rising.
as one!
Again, keep your voices stable. Help it relax.
Fury! Sick of Strength of the pack!
Use a salve.
We're your friends.
Good, good.
Starting to think that it's enjoying this.
It could be. Let it release that energy.
Strength of the pack!
Again, the salve.
We heal as one!
Welcome.
And so close to camp. I was expecting a little more of a hike.
It's been a long while since we've let the outside in. Travelers avoid these lands, and for good reason. Not intentional isolation, that is. It isn't my story to tell, however, and we're nearing the pen. Here, Commander. Use this to calm the beast.
What is it?
Food. Animals, especially feral ones, only know a life of hunting, fighting for their food. A kind interaction and a gift is sometimes all it needs to learn trust.
You return with more than another journeykin, Spearmaster.
More creatures lost in the wild.
A claw of the Coden that I've never heard of, huh?
Call me Stoic Alder.
We found them in the forest, defending themselves against this one.
I'm glad you intervened before any lives were lost. Come, we should speak.
We become one.
As a delegate of the Tyrian Alliance, it's good to meet you, Stoic Alder.
Interesting. I never thought Tyria capable. Clearly, we've plenty to discuss. Come. The village welcomes you.
I'll tend to our friend.
Thankfully, you've stumbled into the kindest alcove in Janthir. Seems we have visitors. Rather unexpected in our keep. Welcome the Tyrian Alliance.
Tyria has allied? Amusing joke you play, leader.
Your skepticism is understandable. But given the severity of recent threats, Tyria needed to act fast. And unitarily.
Threats? Surely the strangers do not walk among all lands.
If you mean the creatures attacking from mist portals, I'm afraid so. We call them cryptis.
Ah, mist portals. It's of the flesh stalkers that this alliance speaks. Yes, As foes, they proved fatal ones. Lives lost on your front as well, Jen.
I'm afraid so. And allying proved the viable solution, finally.
Fear can be a supreme unifier, or divider, depending on how it is channeled. So, this is why you come to my hearth, with eyes carrying intention. A bid to join your alliance.
Who knows what other threats the mists might bring? Should that happen, we'll have strength in numbers.
I respect your good intentions, but need time to ponder its implications for our own. For now, that is my decision. At this time, I extend our visitors the opportunity to speak with our council members.
Grazed by fire, Journeykin Master. Apologies. My thoughts are occupied by council matters at the moment. If you find yourself with time to pass, my apprentice Burning River is out tending the village Journeykin. Tell him to give you some lessons at my request. They're fine creatures. I suspect you'll make fast friends.
The role of Claw was taken, so I settled for a title more modest.
My son has some years before he claims such expertise, though his mind is sharp. Observing our council provides him practical education, instills discipline.
Poised Arrow, son of Stoic Altar and Silken Weir. You? A wayfinder losing their way in our woods. And now Commander. That has a strong sound to it. But if you insist, lost your wayfinder.
Seems our visitor also claims two names. We of the lowland drop formality with those we most respect. Right, Pokey?
Yes, Pa.
Fading Aurora, Village Healing Master.
Aurora and Barbed Veil, who you first ran into, are two of our newest to don the Master title. Though, judging by their expertise, one would suspect them seasoned veterans of their respective crafts. Additionally, Aurora has fast proved an upstanding mentor for my son.
Currently working on the fundamentals of herbalism.
Save some praise for yourself, Alder. The previous Claw would be proud to see how well you're faring in the position.
The Claw Aurora speaks of was my mother. Feels both long ago and as recent as yesterday that she stood where I do now.
Though a few claw lengths shorter. By my coming of age, she barely made it to my shoulders. But her presence was grand enough to fill the room.
A true leader of Coden. Many have noted the resemblance. See a bit of her in you both. Wayfinder, you find yourself in good company. Hope you can make yourself at home here.
Why, hello there. Rai Lycan, humble lore master of the lowland. Long before our tribe came to inhabit Janthir, we hailed from a sanctuary far in the north. In those times, we were led by two honored Coden. A claw, chosen by the people. Alder's role, same as his mother before him. Also, a voice. She was chosen by Koda himself to share in his mind, ultimately proving her worth by the trial of faith. A trial that would prove both to her detriment and the tribe's. Mid-trial, nearly crushed by the weight of madness, she fled. Some call it cowardice. I believe it was the will to survive that seized her from the brink of oblivion. The same will our Claw channeled in the trial's aftermath. Rather than risk ruin, he led the tribe south, to Janthir. Given time, some Coden found themselves called back by the will of Koda, a call they followed to Or. The rest, our forebearers, remained. And it is here, free from gods, tried only by nature, that we find our sanctuary. Well, at least, that's the speech I've prepared for the Cubs' annual history visit. I fear it sounds a bit rehearsed.
Leader, best we return to the planned agenda, pressing as it is.
Your concerns are sensible, graced by fire. Poised arrow, I'm afraid our discussion shall prove as stuffy to our guests as the air in this hall. Show them around.
But we've only just... A fine idea. Best they enjoy the weather while it holds. Meet me outside when you're set.
Alliance, I deem you welcome visitors, for the time being. Feel free to acquaint yourselves with our town. Fortunate for you, the embers of our summer season burn brightest. May your time here pass well.
Score one for me.